Ronnie Coleman is one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, winning 8 consecutive Mr. Olympia titles and becoming an icon. However, after photos of Ronnie in a wheelchair began circulating, it began to seem that this status cost him more than anyone could have imagined. From the age of 16, Ronnie's godlike genes were evident. He began lifting weights at 13, continuing in high school and as a center fielder for Edie Robinson's Grambling team. Although he graduated from college with a degree in accounting, he failed to succeed in that field and took up pizza delivery. He was so poor that at that time he had to eat free pizza from work every day. In 1989, seeking more money and a better career, he became a police officer. By then, he was already an absolute beast, but a friend he met while in the police force allowed him to change the course of his life. His friend invited him to Metro Flex Gym, owned by amateur bodybuilder Brian Dobson. He offered Ronnie a free gym membership if Ronnie would let Brian train him for the Texas bodybuilding show in 1990. He won his first official competition and then competed in more and more shows, earning his pro card that same year. Ronnie was only 26 years old and knew he had the world at his feet. His work ethic was evident, as he remained a police officer throughout this entire time, a role he retained from 1989 until 2003. His reputation grew and grew, winning regional competitions and even competing in powerlifting shows. Despite his success at local shows and his fulfilling professional role, Ronnie knew he wanted something more and set his sights on the highest achievement a man could achieve in bodybuilding, winning the Mr. Olympia trophy, which meant being at the top of his peers. A trophy won by past greats like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lee Haney. Many people dream of winning at least one of these trophies, or even just competing. But winning the title 8 times in a row was almost unheard of, until Ronnie rose to the occasion. At the first Mr. Olympia in 1992, he wasn't even ranked. So he tried again in 1994, where he finished 15th. Then, over the next 3 years, he finished 10th, 6th, and 9th, respectively. He was frustrated, but not enough to give up. In 1998, a year after Dorian Yates won his 7th title, Ronnie entered the show as a rare contender behind 4 other competitors. He came into the show with enormous improvement over the previous year, once again demonstrating his unparalleled work rate, and most importantly, demonstrating that he puts his heart and soul into his craft. He competed against Flex Wheeler in the Mr. Olympia final in 1998. One of these men went home with a check for $50,000 for second place. The other went home with the title of Mr. Olympia and a check for $110,000 for first place. However, he wasn't satisfied with this result and won 7 more times. But this success came at a price. Ronnie is known for his Olympia victories, iconic voice and phrasing, and truly heavy lifts. He is one of the strongest bodybuilders of all time, and that's no surprise. Ronnie's brutal squatting program caused life-changing injuries. Because he squatted so heavily, at one point exactly 700 pounds, which caused multiple herniated discs in his spine, particularly in his neck and lower back. His first surgery was after his first herniated disc. Despite the pain, he continued lifting weights with a herniated disc, which is known in the medical field as hardcore. For those unfamiliar with how serious a herniated disc can be and the problems it can cause, these include numbness, urinary incontinence, muscle weakness, and even loss of sensation in the legs. If left untreated, it can lead to paralysis or permanent nerve damage. He eventually underwent the necessary emergency surgery for this injury, and after that surgery in 2007, he said he felt fine and returned to lifting weights. He went back to squatting and everything, which is one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. A year or 2 later, he had back problems again, in the same area. He underwent the same type of surgery again, and from there, everything went downhill. The first time a herniated disc occurs, the likelihood of another herniated disc increases significantly, which is exactly what happened to him when the discs popped out on their own. It's like the first time he herniated a disc. It's like stacking a bunch of cans on top of each other, and after a while, one falls out, and the others start falling over too. Despite these injuries, Ronnie ignored the surgeons' pleas to stop working out and continue. He's had so many back surgeries that his entire spine is essentially fused into one solid structure. In addition to these back surgeries, he has a lot of equipment inside his back and neck that holds his body together. Due to spinal damage, he also had to undergo 2 total hip replacements. All this equipment causes Ronnie severe pain due to pressure on the nerves in his back. And because of all this, it doesn't look like he'll ever walk without assistance. There's been a lot of sympathy for Ronnie in the bodybuilding world. But he says he doesn't regret it. He's a born athlete and a winner. He knew what the cost would be and said that if he had the chance, he'd do it all over again. That's what sets Ronnie apart from the rest. And that's why we'll never get another Ronnie Coleman. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to comment below about which amazing athletes I should cover next.